Good afternoon for the people joining us from Asia. Good morning for the rest of the world. Glad to welcome you to this second AFP ETX Studio webinar dedicated to RevoluSOUND, or how to enhance your text into audio. We'll share with you the experiences of our guests in order to enable each digital actor, media, brand to succeed in this transformation, to bring a new experience to readers and to engage them even further. My name is Nicolas Giraudon. I'm the marketing director for AFP, Agence France Presse, the international news agency, and I have the pleasure to co-host this AFP ETX Studio webinar together with Cécilia Gabizon, VP and Editorial Director of ETX Studio. Hello, Cécilia.
Hello.
Hope you're well. I believe, Cécilia, that you fell in love with audio and the voice in particular very early in your career. Is it true?
Yes, actually, I was. Hello, everybody, and nice to meet you. Yeah, I have a long background in audio. Actually, I was raised by the radio in my family, and I've been working all this year for France Culture, RTL, Europe 1, also the Belgian radio, the Swiss radio, the Canadian, French radio. And I've got a passion for audio, and I developed this passion in ETX Studio, because as you know, ETX is working on audio in mobility, audio on the go. How do we consume audio content and information in general? So we've been working on how to embrace what we call the RevoluSOUND. And as you know, it's why we are doing all this webinar together, because we think RevoluSOUND will be a common story of media and brands. So how to transform written information into an audio information. And we are glad today to share this experience with our partners.
And as you said, it becomes a global story. I mean, when we look at our previous webinars, because we do series of webinars, we touched upon a few big trends. So let me share with you a few trends before we introduce our guest. Globally, last time we had observed that there's a steady growth of audio, the audio usage in particular. So the audio usage has been accelerating. Why? Because of, obviously, of the COVID pandemic, and also because of the visual media fatigue. I mean, audio is perfect when you're multitasking. So it is a growth that is steady and still going on. And we can observe the US. You know, the US is quite always on the ahead of the curve in many industries. And there's a recent study published by Spotify and Magma, which states that basically the consumption of audio is bit by bit replacing the consumption of other media, such as digital video or TV. So as John Gibbs from Spotify puts it, digital audio and podcasts are part of the consumer's media daily diet. Big trend. Cécilia, I wanted to talk about the other trends we had noticed and talked about last time.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how the Z generation, young people, they are getting very used to synthetical voices, especially in video games and in TikTok, for example. There is a very famous text-to-speech voices, and people are playing with it to make their own video. What does this mean? This means that they are getting very used to this kind of voices, and it's getting more and more natural. There is another also phenomenon which is also interesting. A lot of people are really tired, as Nicolas said, of being glued to the screen, and they want to escape and free their mind, so they use the audio as a multitasking tools, and it's very useful. And there is also unpaired audiences that need the audio so that they can access information. So it's the whole thing is a big market and a big opportunity for audio to grow. So what we see is that it is the beginning of this kind of audio we're talking today, which is not podcast. It's synthetic voices. Is actually how to get all the information, read by synthetic voices, accessible in audio. It's getting bigger, and people, and especially the young generation, is really getting very familiar with it. So what does this mean? That it will be a very long trend. We are just at the beginning. And that's why it's very important to share now how new actors like Tatiana and Nicolas from La Tribune and Telecoming are getting into this new usage.
Absolutely, because we see this growing usage, bigger business opportunities, so, and nothing replaces actual business cases. So 3 types of questions we'd like to ask to our guests. First is, why have we switched to the audio? Why have you made this strategic choice? Second question will be, what type of functionality, experience have you been set up and how? And the last question will be about, from us, will be about what are the impacts, whether in terms of business model, user engagement, any data you can share if you have any. But I'm sure you have many more questions in the audience. So you'll be able to ask all your questions on the top right-hand side of the corner, or top right-hand corner in the chat. Let's start right away. So Cecilia, happy to meet Tatiana.
Yeah, well, I have the pleasure to work with Tatiana De Francqueville. She is the general manager of La Tribune, and she has 15 years of experience in the media, events and training, and most recently in digital transformation for media and the ability to transmit better the information. She has been very innovative person, and she has been leading the transformation of La Tribune into a 100% audio newspaper.
Hello, Tatiana, welcome. Nicolas Gimenez, hello, welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for the invitation, Nicolas.
You are the Global Partnership Director at Telecoming, so you have 15 years of experience in the European, Latin America telco and services industry. And I believe that before becoming the Global Partnership Director, you were the Content Director. And you are now in your new position, not only licensing content with different players, but you are also helping to set up new business model, new revenue models for brands to monetize their content. So you will tell us a bit more about that in a few minutes. Thank you again for being here.
Thanks to you.
Before we start the exchange, I would love if everybody could cut your camera off so that we leave the front stage to our guests. Would be fantastic. And you'll have on the right-hand side as well a mention of a little survey about you, the audience. So please look at this question about the survey in the chat. Cecilia, let's start with La Tribune and Tatiana, if you agree.
A few words again. We are sharing, it's a conversation here, because as we know, everybody is thinking about audio. Actually, as you may know, ETX launched this platform, this audio platform, to help media and brands to embrace the sound revolution. And there is a lot of interest. A lot of people think about audio, but some people have started and they are pioneer. And it's very interesting to have this conversation. And thanks to you to be here today to share your experience. So La Tribune, as you know, is an economic media of transformation and territories in France. It is 100 pure player digital. And it has 17 hubs in France and Africa. More than 2.5 million unique visitors a month. This is official sources, and nearly 100 events per year. So it's one of the leading largest professional economic communities in France and French-speaking Africa. So it's one of the main economical newspaper in France, and it has always been innovating. But for audio, what was the trigger that led you to get started with audio? What made your decision, Tatiana?
Hello, Cecilia. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be with you. Thank you, Cecilia, for this very good introduction. Maybe there were many triggers. First of all, personally, I'm a big consumer, as you, of podcast or audio content since maybe, I would say, the beginnings. As many of you, I don't have much time. I need to be informed, and I try to do 3 things in the same times. So I think audio gives me extra time. The second trigger, Cecilia, is maybe a quote. You know the story. If you have someone's ear, you have its full attention. So we believe that audio will create a great connection and loyalty with our reader. The third trigger, Cecilia, is the environment. As you said, all the media have invested in video in the past years with success. We did it too, but less intensively. After the COVID and 1.5 years spending time watching screens, we believe that people need to give their eyes some rest. We wanted to offer them something new in which we believe. Audio is another way which allow us to provide high quality and longer content to our readers. The last reason maybe is mobility. Our readers are CEOs, they are moving a lot, and it's easier to listen to a content rather than reading it maybe. And last but not least, the technology you created ETX with Microsoft makes it now possible to have a speech synthesis that sounds natural and not anonymous. We wanted to be the first media offering it, and as you said, we like to innovate. We wanted to be the first.
Excellent.
Nicolas, I'm turning to you now. Just a few words about Telecoming for the audience. I believe that Telecoming is the technological company. It's based in Madrid, in Spain, and it was awarded one of the top 100 European company by Red Herald, and it is recognized also as one of the most inspiring European company by the London Stock Exchange. So really congrats, big awards. And what I understand is that you work not only with telcos, telecommunication players, providing them with billing and monetization solutions, but you also work with a very large entertainment brands such as Real Madrid, Viacom, Gameloft. So basically what you do is you try to improve the digital journey of the fans and the users. So if I understood well, I guess that the unique quality of your company and differentiator is to provide not only technology, but also content. And content is a key asset that you mix with technology. So very innovative startup indeed. So same question as Cecilia to Tatiana is, since when did you launch? I mean, have you been thinking about audio? And what are the reasons why Telecoming became interested in the audio augmentation?
So yes, thank you very much, Nicolas, for the introduction too. So that is completely right about what the explanation around the telecoming activity. So coming to the audio format, let's say that for 20 years, digital audio is growing and the real ecosystem is born around it. So we have technology, we have equipment, and moreover, we have the content that has been developing in several formats. As Tatiana mentioned before, we are all, I think, in a little bit the same situation. So the day by day is more and more consuming. We have less time to have access to all the content that is reaching us. So we need to find new ways to consume this content. So that is why new formats as podcasts, audiobooks, and audio augmentations are here to fill that gap. So when we first spoke with AFP and ETX, and we saw this technology to be able just to bring to the users and to easily and revenue consuming solution, we jumped on it because we found that it was a real way to bring this new format to the users.
So it's, as we can see, it's actually, or for media or for content company, audio is a key point, and but it's also coming in an overload agenda, videos, all kind of things you have to produce. So it's a big choice. And when we've been working at ETX with a lot of different media company, there were always questions about how to do it. Should we do a selection of articles, for example, that would be in audio? Should we do only for subscribers, or should we do the whole newspaper in audio? And that is interesting with the choice you made, Tatiana, at La Tribune, that you decide to do the 100% newspaper in audio, 100% content for subscriber, or free content in audio. Can you explain your choice, and also how does it look? We're going to see it.
Maybe, Cecilia, that's right. We decided to put the whole of our content in audio. For the readers, we aim to offer something very simple. If you visit latribune.fr, you can see that La Tribune offers free and paid articles. Our purpose was that 100% of our readers must access to audio version. It's also because we don't know how they will behave on our website, so we wanted to have the full experience and to try something very easy for our readers. First, maybe I can tell how the story began with our editors. Team reacted very well on the first part, but quickly they had many questions, Cecilia, with your teams. How will we treat signs? How to do with codes? What if I change the content during the day? Will the audio change too? Is the quality good enough? With this experience, we can see that the results is very, very satisfying. I don't know if we can say this word, but we launch after 1 month of work and setup and testing with your teams, and we are live since 1 week, and finally we found it very simple and quick, and I think our readers are very happy because we have really, really good and great feedbacks. Maybe we can listen an example.
Yes. If you can show us what it looks like. It's very interesting because when Tatiana is talking about 1 month, the 1 month will be to cover all the questions. And that was important, as she said, about the quote. How do you treat different voices, two voices? How do you make the difference between a long and a short article, a report, and a news briefing? And so we cover all these points, very important for media, and all together we find a solution, and you can listen to what has been done. And Tatiana will share also the experience. It's a brand new experience because it has been launched probably 1 week ago. So we can listen now.
RevoluSOUND, Tribune's 100% audio augmented. After signing a strategic partnership with ETX Studio and its ETX Daily Up, La Tribune offers a new user experience to its subscribers by proposing from now on the totality of its contents in audio augmented.
Okay, this was a presentation, and we can maybe see the pages and on the website. What does it look like? Because it was obviously got some question about the voices and the use of the voices, but also about the player. How do you show it on every pages? What kind of information do you give in the player? So, Tatiana, can you tell us a little bit more about your choice?
Yes, of course. Maybe we compare what was done in other countries, especially in US, and we wanted, as I said before, something very simple. So we put the player just after the title and a short explanation of the title. The player is live when it's a free article, and it's turned on when you are a subscriber, and it's off if you're not. Very easy.
Just for complete information, when you when it is an article for subscribers, there is a word saying that you can listen to this content if you subscribe.
Yes,
so it's
exactly.
Okay. And what has been your first experience? One article particularly caused the buzz this weekend. What was it about?
It was about champagne, Cecilia. Because Russian people said that champagne is not a champagne, but a pétillant wine. So French people were very, I think, mad of it, and so the article made the buzz, and we have 5,000 listenings of this article. So it was a great result.
Excellent.
Do you want me to share another results, Cecilia, or maybe later?
Maybe later.
Okay, great.
Amazing, Tatiana. Super user experience, super slick, super simple. Really congrats. Very nice. Nicolas, I'm turning to you now with the same type of question. I know it's still under development on your site, but with a new product. So I'd love to hear about the new product. And what content are you going to audio augment exactly?
Okay, so Telecoming is experts in 2008 in the monetization of digital services. So we wanted to be real here in the audio content chain. So we have developed a podcast subscription service that will offer different verticals with periodic updates, native serials, and of course, the augmented audio technology section that comes from the collaboration with AFP and ETX. So we found that it's an amazing way, this last part, to bring a different format than its native origin and extending the reach of the content type. So as we mentioned before, a user that drives a car, walks to his work, or goes by public transport will be able to listen to an article and more of it, to a playlist of articles that are really interesting for them. So I think that is really the key point of that technology, not only going article by article, but being able to build a full playlist of content that is interesting for you, tune it up, and then listen it on the go. So being early adopters of this automatic article audition technology that is adaptable to the user's language, so it's scalable in terms of countries and languages and population reach, is a really way to differentiate us from competitors and bring value to our users.
Yeah, so you talk about not only a player on every page or every article, but a playlist, and that's the beginning of this audio revolution. I mean, the first step was to make it available in audio. The second is to get a more adaptive usage and experience of how do people will consume this information, this audio information. But it's very interesting to see that we are at the beginning, and Tatiana it's very brand new, but can already share with us some figures or result of this first week of launch of audio service, and what are also the business impact and goals you have and figures you expected. So first the result and then your expectation.
Cecilia, maybe I have good news, because first and the most important thing was we had great first feedbacks of our readers, our partners, and it was very important for us. As I said, we want to innovate. We want to be the first, so we did it. But the business impact is very important to us. And the good news, and we saw it immediately, that the subscription has increased of 30%. So of course, It's only since 1 week, but we can compare to the previous months. And so it's the first results. We don't have much more experience to share, but we saw the immediate results on the subscription.
Wow, it's very impressive.
Yes. We were impressed too. We didn't expect such a result. At the beginning, yes.
Yeah, it corroborates some other results of the usage, especially for millennials, and they do go to content where there is audio inside. And they really, we can see figures about more 25% of subscribers if there is an audio proposal. And what is your, there is on the week, from what we've seen also, the consumption of the audio has been growing every day since you launched the service.
Yes, we saw it, but we saw that some articles are more read than the others. We have to have more experience. It's also depending on our promotion on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, for example. So we have to improve our marketing to promote these audio articles. We're not efficient enough yet, and we have to experience a lot about this. And we have a lot of expectations because I think we can do much more better in promoting our contents.
Very good. So to remind that the surge of 30% of subscription, which is very, very impressive.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, 30% just a month after the launch, even a week after the launch. That's amazing. Nicolas, same type of question, but you said earlier that one of the key points is really scalability. And it's true that the AFP ETX Studio technology allows to scale in tens of languages, and you'll definitely leverage on this capability of opening up any new language to reach new audiences. But in terms of impact or new business models, as you work for brands, entertainment brands and other type of brands, how will you help brands monetize their content exactly?
Okay, so thank you for that question. So at the end, subscription model is on the rise, and we are specialized on it since 2008. So we have several partnership models, but to make it simple, what Telecoming does is to build digital experiences using the partner contents and the available technology. Then through our own performance marketing agency, we acquire users and we build them. And all of this through DPay, which is a career building technology for digital services that is designed to improve the performance of business model based on subscriptions. So at the end, what DPay does, it simplifies a lot the payment process and increases the conversion rate compared to other traditional payment models.
Thank you very much, Nicolas. So we see that definitely audio is a driver to increase subscriptions wherever you are, whatever the type of content you are publishing. It helps to increase the volume of subscription. And if you think as well, as you said, Nicolas, about simplifying the last bit, the last mile about the invoicing and the billing part. Thank you very much to you too. If you have nothing else to add right now, let's open the room to questions. Just as a reminder, before we start the Q&A, you still have on the right-hand side, if you click on the triangle at the bottom right-hand side of the window, you will see a survey about the digital maturity. So we'd like to know from you, the audience, where you stand in terms of audio maturity. So are you experienced? Are you advanced? Are you novice? It will be very interesting to see these results and share between us where the entire audience stands. And it's very interesting because it's a mix of European and Asian audience and different type of players. So please take 2 minutes to click and answer to the survey. top right hand side with a triangle. Let's go now to the questions. Is there any question? You can share all your questions on the chat room, in the chat room.
Yeah, please don't be shy. At the moment, people can really answer your question, and they've been through the experience, and they cover all the questions you may have, I'm sure. So, and it's very nice of you to be here today to share this experience. If there is no question, just to inform you that we will be following this conversation probably in September or October with more data, because actually the service has just been launched and will be for Telecoming in few weeks. So we will have more KPIs, figures, and return on experience to share with you. So we will inform you that when will be the next session. Any question? Just to sum up what we've learned here is that the experience, it's a way to convert audience into subscriber, and it has proven very efficient, very. And the second thing is that there is you have to be really okay in the conception of your product, and to first to have the audio offer, and then to see the usage of this audio offer. Will that be a playlist, a special audio section, and what will be the next step of this usage? If there is no question, I would like for myself and to thank everybody. Obviously, Nicolas Giraudon, which is our partner in every initiative we take at ETX. Thank you so much. For me, Tatiana from La Tribune and Nicolas from Telecoming.
Thank you very much.
The team that helped us to bring this webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you for the public to be here, and I hope to see you soon.
Bye. Stay tuned for our next webinar after the big holidays. Bye-bye, and thank you very much. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.